always have flashbacks. So we're gonna take a step back here and get some rolls in to see if you guys can earn momentum, which is why we I asked. So, Infamous, you said you were in a debate. So go ahead and roll me control presence or an engineering presence, security presence, whatever the subject you're debating on.
Okay, well, I think he'll probably be focused on medical. It'll probably be like one of those medical conferences that Bashir used to go to a lot, and it'll probably be in the vein of like maybe he's at a college, a medical college or something, and he's like giving a speech or he's competing with someone. So it'll have something to do with medicine. So I'll roll presence and medicine.
I would
And
think if Bashir's there.
Oh yeah, and he'll just run all over me because he's genetically engineered. But I'm guessing I can use the debate focus.
You,
Uh,
you can.
he's,
All
he's
right,
genetically modified, not engineered.
2 successes.
He may be smarter, but he wasn't well smart, making dumb decisions all the time.
With that, you have gotten 2 momentum and successfully won whatever debate you were having. So we'll add that 2 momentum, and then I'm going to go ahead and you hear the sound of the com badge, and the captain's voice tells you to report to Lydra Station conference room for a briefing with the Commodore.
Yes, Captain, be there shortly, and then he'll deactivate the hologram and head out. Did you say 1 momentum or 2 momentum?
You earned 2 momentum for that. All
Oh,
right,
okay.
in Simi, you're running an obstacle course, so it'll be a daring and fitness roll.
How? I can only do one at a time because they're both attributes.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's true. So, a security and daring or fitness and daring. I mean, daring and security or fitness and security. Yeah, I can't even speak tonight. Sorry.
Um, Task roll. Is it just one or two? Uh,
There is
um,
no difficulty on the task. I'm giving you a chance to earn some momentum before you begin.
But
okay.
yes, it is task roll 2. It's always task roll 2 unless you buy dice with momentum.
All right. You have successfully accomplished whatever you were doing on the course, and you have earned the group another momentum. All right. We'll go down the exhibit. What's exhibit up to?
One of my bodies is in engineering. One of my bodies is working on a prototype hollow emitter, mixed kind of with a exocom.
Interesting. Uh, and Simi, you also hear the chime, and you get a call from the captain telling you to report to the briefing. And exhibit, you're gonna make me an insight and engineering roll.
Insight and engineering.
Oh, that was for exhibit.
Oh,
You got a call asking you to report to the same briefing the doctor did.
you said my name though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the captain
I'm
actually
going
which
to use. I'm going to use 1 momentum and 1 threat.
All right, go ahead. Oh, you did. So you got that momentum back, and then you got 3 more. You guys are at maximum momentum. I think, right? Yeah. All right. We're gonna move on. What is Finn up to this glorious morning before school?
Oh, before school. So, he's usually uh watching some cartoons, eating breakfast.
Well,
Cartoons?
your mother comes in and she's not wearing her uniform. She's wearing civilian clothes and she has like a lunch pack and a smile on her face, which is weird for a Romulan. And she reminds you that today you're not going to the classroom for school. You're going to holodeck 3 to learn about the ancient West, and you need a parent to accompany you in case shenanigans happened and you're in danger.
Okay. Um, he just continues to eat. And he goes, West? What is this West?
Your mother leaves for a few seconds and she's like, "Oh, I almost forgot," and comes back with 2 cowboy hats.
He's puzzled. Like, is this a human thing?
Yes.
I'm guessing it's a. Um, why are we learning about the West? There's probably a lot of interesting other things to learn about, like
It's
Vikings.
we're on a human ship. They're gonna teach about human history.
Yeah. It continues to eat,
Well, if you're
and he
not
goes.
gonna try anything special, we can move on. But if you're gonna continue, you can continue.
He continues to eat, and then basically he puts the cowboy hat on. He goes, "When do we go?"
It's just school. By the time you report to school, we'll be at the holodeck.
Okay. Um, he just finishes up to get ready to go to school.
All right, Hallow, what are you up to?
What?
What is your character up to right now?
You said hello or
I said
Halo?
Halor. Yeah, Halo.
Okay. All right. He is currently in his office, being attended by one of the Ryan girls, or waiting for him to give her the paperwork that he is currently calculating while plugging himself in with his cybernetic Borg nanotubes on his console. And you can see the red eye beginning to glow with yellow pulses here and there. And he turns up to his Orion girl and said, "All right, your daughter has permission to go. She has earned enough profit. However, if she messes up with the drinks again and attempts to drink alcoholic drinks, not only will the chief of security be on my head, she'll be on yours, and you will be fined both by her and by me because I will lose money paying the fine. Do not mess this up again."
The woman just nods and acknowledges what you said, and then she reminds you that the girl has chaperoned school day at the holodeck, but she knows that it's the day that the security team comes in and they need her dancing to make the most profit, and you haven't logged your ship-wide chaperone hours yet, so she suggests that you go in her stead while she makes you money.
All right, give me a second. I'm trying to build a plot for a reason my character to go, because I know you want my character to go. Okay, give me a second.
I mean, you can let her mother go, but I am trying to split you guys up.
Bro, I'm trying to make him go. All right. Well, I am beginning to trust one of my Orion girls to run the place. She'll be tracked anyways, and of course surveyed. I believe I can
One of them
challenge.
does have all of the necessary focuses to run a bar.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. I remember you said something about something like that. I will consider this as a brief respite. I may not be Borg anymore, but I am now half organic. I'll chaperone your child. When is the holodeck field trip? And she hands me the pad containing all the information.
It's about school starts in about an hour.
So, and I asked, "The hell's a western?"
She's like, it's some ancient Earth history thing, a time where outlaws robbed people for money, and like, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity.
So this is only for Klingon children? Why does Earth have something so barbaric?
Earth was weird when they were not in space, kind of violent even.
Very well. I'll get ready.
All right.
That'll be it. Yeah, that'll be it.
I did not change the map. We should have been sitting on this map while you were doing that. Just so we know that everyone is just sitting here at Lidris Station. But we're going to move on to the briefing. So about an hour has passed, and all of the Starfleet officers and the Orions, still under guard, as you can see, have reached the conference room with the Commodore. And the Commodore is like, so what are we going to do with these criminals? Because they, according to your report, they did break the law, even if it was for noble intentions. And she's going to look over at Captain Miller, which is going to look over at you, Exhibit, and be like, Exhibit really spent more time with him. He should have more to say than I can.
Yes. Who are we talking about?
The Orions from last time.
Right.
The ones that stole the medicine from the Ferengi, which are technically Federation members at this point.
Right.
To save the Gormagander, yeah.
Albeit their motivation was something that we don't really do here in the Federation. It was admirable to take care of the Gormaganders. However, I think it was a misguided attempt at some sort of sabotage or subterfuge. I wouldn't take them very lightly.
So the Commodore is going to like, you think they're lying about why they stole the medicine?
No, but that's not really what I mean. More along the lines of their what they did was misguided. How they went about it was misguided. And I think something's up with them. I'm pretty sure.
So is your recommendation they should be punished, or should we give them a warning this time?
I suggest that we not necessarily interrogate them, but question them nonetheless before they go. But yes, we'll arrange something like that.
Well, their ship will be here under repairs for a few days, and I definitely will take your suggestion. And she calls over her science officer here, which she gives the information and she leaves. And she interrupts the Orions, who begin to try and speak, and she asks the rest of the crew that are at the meeting, so the doctor or Inshimi, if they have any ideas or if they have any thoughts on the matter, since they were part of the mission as well.
I really don't know what to do then.
That's a perfectly valid response.
Marsden's gonna think for a moment, look over at Exhibit and the Orions, and then he is gonna say, "This is probably a very..." Well, actually, you know, before I say that, let me check my values. I don't want to contradict my values. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but unless I guess out of character first, do we know the medicine that they stole? Do we know where they stole it from, and the likelihood of that medicine actually getting to the Gormanganders in time?
They stole it from Ferengi outpost. The Ferengi are technically members of the Federation as of now because Rom did sign the, the treaty, but they are Ferengi, so 50-50.
Right. So as far as we know, the Ferengi could have just promised to. Okay, so Marsden is going to say that I do believe there should be some sort of reprimand involved with the theft of the medicine. However, as I've already stated, my unpopular opinion is that I probably would have done something similar if dealing with the Ferengi. So I might recommend a potential probationary period in which they learn how to collect or manufacture the medicine themselves so they don't have to go through the Ferengi.
Uh, in her Russian accent, she's going to look at you impressed, and she's like, "I good as always, Lieutenant. I knew you were the right person I chose for that job."
He just nods.
The counselor is going to be like all gruff in her Klingon ways and be like, "They did a good thing, but they should be punished. The dishonorable actions." And then they're going to ask the Orions to explain themselves, which the captain's going to be like, "If any of us gets punished, then it should be me, because my team is only following my orders." And then the Commodore is going to look over at the captain, which is also going to defer it again to Exhibit to make the final decision, because the other one that caught them.
Yes.
And that's how it works.
All right. So at this point, Captain, I would suggest that we question them. Punishment seems like a necessary course of action. Uh, However, the severity depends on if they're being truthful. Um, we need to find out exactly where they got the products from, how exactly they got it, what their intentions were, and then move from there.
Commodore is going to be like, "Acknowledged, let's get it done." And then Captain Miller is going to raise her hand and make some motions. And the security detail are going to escort them out. And then the Commodore is going to be like, "All right, let's get to the matter at hand. You have already delayed with the first contact with the celestial algorithm, and I'm very impressed with your report that I seen here. this promising cultural exchange or technological exchange we could have with that thing if it remains friendly with the wormhole stable, because that's some impressive technology.
I agree. It would be most beneficial if we remain peaceful with them, so we can probably share our technologies if the Federation wills it.
But let's get down to brass tacks. Your mission, you can still get there on time if you head out there at maximum warp, which I'm giving you permission to break. I think it's warp 7 that you need permission to go above because it can fuck with subspace. Because the Tholians don't like when people are late. To pick up the ambassador, to proceed to Ryathian space, to negotiate, to view the Brave because of the treaty violations, because that lost ship that was lost from the Federation-Klingon War drifted into space. I'm recapping something I talked at the beginning of that last mission that you might not have remembered because it's relevant to what's going on this one. So if you want a recap of the species and stuff, the rundown, we could go through the whole briefing here now.
Sure.
All right. So if you're not aware of Tholians, this is what the Tholians are. They're a crystalline entity that requires extreme temperatures. So she points over to the
I kind of
screen.
think that you've used a. Oh, that's cool.
That should have went to that layer. And I use a what? I use all kinds of programs. I keep putting that on the map layer instead of the token layer like an idiot. And I don't know why it went behind the ships. This was all working earlier. God damn it, roll 20. Alright. So outside of 300 plus Kelvin degree temperatures, 380 plus Kelvin degree temperatures, there have to be an environmental suit because it'll cause physical damage. But they're an insect-like hive crystalline entity, if you're not aware of who the Tholians are. But I think we're all Star Trek fans here. And that is the Tholian assembly.
Mhm.
So let's move over to this one. So the Brave has been lost. You learned who their crew are, so
Captain Buckrock.
Bucky!
that is definitely what they called him. That's his senior staff. Their crew was lost during the TOS era, those old scientist era Klingon Federation War, or Federation-Klingon War, and it has been spotted in territory that nobody's supposed to fly in per the treaty, which you don't have to actually read it, but I'm a nerd, so I actually made one. The Treaty of Ryathia. Which you have been reported to attend on behalf to represent the Federation, who's being accused of intentionally violating the treaty. And you're picking up a Tholian ambassador who is going to be the neutral party in the treaty negotiations. You are ordered to report to Ryathian space and you're ordered to report to the Altaria Nebula to pick up the Tholian ambassador, and then report to Ryathian space to conduct the treaty negotiations. And the Federation wants you to get permission to go to and investigate why and what actually happened to the Brave, because they've been gone for a couple centuries now.
All right. with with the permission of the captain, I suggest that we leave the dock and proceed.
The counselor is going to ask if there's any information on the Ryathian alliance. And we're going to move to this one. And they're a matriarchal society on the edge of the Shackleton Expanse in Federation space, and Sacred Space is the region between it. It is a region where their species fought a war against each other for 1,000 years straight, and it is now sacred in their new alliance, which is much like the Federation. They're equal partners in a representative democracy, even if they are matriarchal. And you can spend momentum to get more information, or we can move on.
Will we be taking a shuttle down or transporting?
That will be unknown. Not much is known about Vorthak space, where they're holding the, which is one of the three species, where they're holding the Ryanok, which is the treaty tribunal. Nobody's really been there. They're a warlike race, so much of the conditions you're going to have to find out when you get there.
And did you say last time? I think you described the three races. You said the Ryathians? They're like plant based, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, the Ryathians are plant-based, bioluminescent. These tattoos on their faces are bioluminescent. They're very guile and cunning, like the Romulans, and they used to be pirates, like the Orions, so they're kind of like Orion Romulans. The Zaltrians are also plant-based, but a disease made it so they never produce men anymore, and they basically survive using DNA infusions from other species and cloning. And then the Vorthak are warlike. They're basically goblins and ogres from like human mythology.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't think I have any questions.
You can spend a momentum to grab more information, but you don't have to.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and spend a momentum for more information.
I vaguely remember I rolled to get information last time, but I don't remember any of it.
Oh, yeah, then if you got all the information last time, we won't spend the momentum, and we'll just show you what the men look like. You know that the Zaltrians are closer to the Federation in terms of values. They want scientific and space exploration. So there's two members on the High Council, and this male is the leader of the Vorthak, is the first male to claim the level of chieftain in 300 years. And then not much is known about Ryathian men. When they're out in public, they wear this armor.
Interesting. And the one in the middle, I'm guessing it's because they don't have men, so it's just another female.
Their species, what This one is the High Chancellor or the President of their entire alliance, and
Okay.
this one is the representative of their species. So basically, you're being told that they have a larger voice currently in the overall government of that species of that because they're in one government. Their species are together in one government.
Okay.
All right. So then we move on to the next one, and everyone begins to. We move on, so everyone's beginning to arrive at the holodeck. And Doctor, or rather, I mean, he does have a doctorate, but Professor Samuel Katz is like, welcome, children, welcome, chaperones, and I welcome security to keep us safe. So it's very rare that things go wrong on the holodeck. At that, the lieutenant Risha Rin, which is Cardassian and very like wary and mistrustful by nature, she's like, "Well, now something's definitely going to happen." And the professor's like, "Well, that aside, do any of you have any questions?"
What is this West culture?
Yes, for the non-humans in attendance, which seems to be all of you, so maybe we should have changed the curriculum here for this particular history lesson. But it's a period in old Earth history where outlaws reigned and we conquered an entire continent. It's the birth of human industrialization.
So pretty much profiteering.
It's fun usually for the human children. So in the curriculum, we have some fun activities occasionally. So you're not always standing in front of the computer screens burning your eyes out.
I raised my hand.
Yes.
So do we have to wear these hats? I walk out with an official cowboy hat, including with my Omari next to me with her cowgirl hat.
You
Is
don't
this recommended?
you don't have to wear the hat. Much of this lesson will be done in observation mode, and the holograms won't even know we were there. We're witnessing a historical event in Earth's past.
And I give Omari the evil eye. We will talk about this later.
She just kind of looks at you and giggles. Are there any other questions?
So is there when are we starting?
We will start now. And he's like, holodeck, execute Ancient West program Theta 7. And with that, we are going to move on to another scene.
Order 66. Commander. I'm sorry.
It is all good. So yeah, it's not too long after leaving from the station where red alert goes off.
Marsden runs to a medical console just to be there in case he's needed.
The ship has encountered a plasma storm, and I am going to spend 5 of the threat that I generated here to explode the console in the captain's chair and send a spike of energy directly out to the captain that is going to increase her
Brace for impact.
stress. It's going to increase her stress immediately, and she's going to take a mental injury, and she's going to collapse. And you're now in a plasma storm. So the bridge is being shuttered around everywhere.
All right, Marsden rushes over and pulls out a tricorder and starts scanning her.
What is with our luck? Every time we leave the station, we immediately get hit by something.
Helm, try to figure a way around this, or if at all possible, through it. But I need options.
And giving her all she's got. Try and fly around it. Control cod.
She is unconscious, and there's too much energy going through her body to get an accurate reading from the tricorder. You need to take her to sick bay and do more extensive scans with some of the more sophisticated machines.
Okay, I guess I'll do that then.
You can do a site-to-site transporter.
That'd be horrible.
I'm just whatever's easier, because I don't want to get a complication with a transporter and then end up halfway in a bulkhead. No.
The counselor is gonna help you pick up the captain and be like, "I'll help you take her to sick bay if that's all right with you, Commander." And he's gonna look over at you, Exhibit.
I mean, he's probably moving even if he doesn't, even if it's not okay with him.
Holly,
Oh, what was that?
you're in command now. They're asking for permission to take the captain to sick bay.
Yes, do it post haste, please.
All right.
Yeah, they're on their way already.
Boom. They're on their way to sick bay. And now you're in command. So
I'd like to maneuver us out of this storm.
he gave orders to have you move out of the storm. So if you're gonna try and are you
Yeah.
gonna try and move around it, or are you gonna try to move through it?
If we move through it, the damage to our systems would just get worse. I'll try and move away from it. So control con.
Correct.
Ooh. Okay.
Let's see if the ship.
Can I assist?
Well, the ship can too, but yes. And please.
You can do
The ship got one
presence
success.
command. Presence command because he actually gave him the order to move around it.
With the ship, you have enough successes to get around the plasma storm. This is what it looks like in space. This is what it looks like in the view screen, because none of you asked me to put it on the view screen, and I did all that work. And we're gonna jump back to the holodeck where the saloon program pops up, and these gentlemen walk in and take their seats. They just walk right through you at first, and then the ship shutters as these Native American gentlemen walk in. and then the outlaws begin shooting. I'm going to spend some more threat. And the safety protocols go off, and you're switched from observation mode to non-observation mode. And they kill the bartender.
Question: are they gonna the holodeck program's gonna be reacting to us as regular
Yeah,
people, or are you gonna
they.
notice our alien complexion?
You were about to figure that out.
Oh man.
uh, this one grabs the girl and puts the gun to her head. Your red shirt here, because he's a red shirt, is going to take full stress and die. And your security escort is going to take full stress and take a fatal injury, but she is not dead. One of the Indians gets killed, and one of the other Indians gets killed, but the other one runs away. And the professor's like, well, this is not what was supposed to happen. And then they're like, it's a demon! As they look over at Risha Rin, because they're extremely alien.
Oh my.
Oh gosh.
They're
Typical.
pointing a weapon. Should we kill him, boss? And Harris Jones gonna be like, they don't look armed to me, but keep that gun trained on him because we don't know what happens. And then you hear from the outside the sheriff call in, "Hey, Jones, we heard the shots. There's nowhere you're going. We got the building surrounded." So what does you guys do?
Quick question: does the security officer have a phaser on him?
Yes, the Bajoring security officer and the red shirt both had phasers. Yes.
So they
Question:
think that
who has the
Yes.
little girl again?
The security officer and the dead one had phasers on them,
phasers.
but the one that's injured and alive, just injured, is probably not going to give a child her phaser. And
No,
what was?
like you said that one of the NPCs had to hold the
Oh
girl
no,
hostage.
no, they grabbed one of the other holograms, one of the like basically the bar wench woman.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Hmm.
what do you guys do?
Okay. He is.
The crossover finally happens. You notice that I used
So
your character tokens.
Dickie Dixon's
yeah,
back, baby.
yeah.
Yep.
Um.
Hey, this is where he goes
Sorry,
when he
Ray.
died. This is hell.
All right, I'm lost. What you know the Dixie Dixon?
Uh, this character
Yeah.
right here
Yeah.
and this character right here are tokens from our Wild West game. I just kind of like
Oh,
actually
Yeah.
you guys
all of
had a
these are
Wild West.
tokens from our Wild West game that I have recycled into
Yep.
this.
Ah,
So my character is gonna go and basically slide over, basically get down, and then slide over to the dead security.
All right. So you want to make a daring and security move to acrobat your way into that Mr. Red's phaser.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to be a difficulty 3. And it's a fitness or daring security move. Daring, probably more. Because you are,
Uh,
that gun's pointed at you.
yeah. I am gonna give you 2 threat.
I will gladly.
There.
I will gladly take the threat. And you have the phaser.
Oh man, we're not just gonna overflow it with threat like from the other game.
I,
I will take all that threat and then immediately use it to crush you. No,
Oh man, don't do it like what he done to me.
basically the dude who is holding the girl. I'm gonna target him and set it on. He's gonna keep it on stun. He's stunning the dude. He's specifically doing that. So that's a control security.
You're gonna stun a hologram.
Yeah.
Correct. I mean, the safety protocols are off it unless, well, unless they understand and aware that they're a hologram like the doctor, they should react like normal people. But you don't know
Yeah.
what is exactly going on here.
I'm gonna give you another 2 threat. Yep.
Well, you're back at maximum momentum, but I'll take that 2 threat. Yeah, you hit their boss, and how much does Mr. Red's phaser damage do now that there are no challenge dice? Where are you, Mr. Red?
I think it's like 3 or 4 stress or something like that.
Open up your character sheet. Yep, 3. And you said stun?
Yep.
He didn't actually get stunned, but he did take 3 stress as he orders the men to open fire back at you. And they're gonna take a shot at you.
Don't I have to roll the dice for phaser? Or
Not
damage?
anymore. They do not have
Okay.
challenge dice anymore. And you're behind cover, right?
Yeah, he's deliberately making sure to be behind stealth.
Because that increases the difficulty. I'm going to spend some threat. I'm going to spend 2 threat specifically to try and shoot you. Alright, roll 20. Don't make the damn chat thing disappear on me. There we go. And good thing old school gun revolvers weren't very accurate, and the holodeck recognized that because he missed. Any of you can go again, and it can be any of you. You can even order some of the NPCs to do stuff. And you don't actually have to do combat. You can try and convince them otherwise, but it's probably going to be hard now that one has already been shot with a real laser beam. As you hear, they got a freaking laser beam! What is that little yellow energy beam? These are definitely aliens. It's a demon. It's a demon.
They're firing lightning from the fingers. Basically. I would like to take advantage of the situation by trying to convince them.
So you're gonna step forward and try and convince him. What are you trying to convince him of?
You know, from the episode Star Trek Voyager where the people thought that the Ferengi were actual gods?
Yes, I do.
All right, so I'm gonna try to convince them that they are my servants and I am their true demon, and I show them my red eye and that begins to glow.
So
And I
that's
can tell they are trying to run away from the law, and I'm willing to make a deal with them.
that is a command and presence role, but it's a social conflict. So hold on, let me roll for your difficulty because that they made social conflicts combat now.
What?
Basically, yeah, you're the person that you're going against will actually roll, and that sets the difficulty that you have to pass to convince them, and then they can take stress instead of like, yeah, it's an opposed task. That's easier said than
Yeah.
done. I'm gonna spend 2 more threat.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not the cowardly Ferengi. I'm a Ferengi with the strength of an android, basically. Because if you look at my character sheet, I am very much fit.
Difficulty's 2, but he rolled a
Okay.
complication, so difficulty is 1.
Okay, complication 1. What was it? Command and what?
Presence.
Presence. And the task roll is 2 or 3 again.
2. Unless you're buying dice.
I'll use a momentum.
All right. And he's going to take 1 more stress. As he's like, why should we listen to some floppy-eared demon?
I scowl at this, and well, if you look at my character sheet, you know I'm pretty strong, right?
I mean, he doesn't know
I
that.
just want to confirm this. I want to
He
try
doesn't
something.
know that.
No, but you do,
Yeah,
right? You can
I
look.
understand that you're an ex-Borg. I know what that means.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. What else can I? Well, who am I dressing? Am I dressing him?
Correct.
And I'm over here. Um.
If he isn't listening to you, I'll shoot again.
All right. I'd say you just saw my associate here fire an actual lightnings at your buddies here. We should like to see her actually try.
That sounds like a control opposed task to me. So,
Oh no, my character sheet. Oh, there you go. Okay, control
and
and
difficulty is 2. It should be actually. It should have been command presence, not
I
command
didn't roll
control.
that yet. That
Still difficulty 2.
okay.
Hey GM, this is Tully. I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so.
All right. So you have failed this task. So he's like, how do I know that ain't a trick? That kind of tickled, but I'm still here. That didn't put me out. Not like mine put a hole in your guy right there. Well, I know you can bleed.
Of course they can bleed. I made a deal with them to have the power. They're mortal, just like you, but not me.
If he doesn't believe him, then I'll just give you 2 threat.
Yeah, when
So
my character looks at you, and I don't wink, but you see my eye glow, and I look at him, and I look at you. You get ready.
All right.
I give you 2 threat, and I'll shoot him again.
All right. I'll take that threat. I'm not going to turn that down.
Ooh. I'm going to use momentum to get rid of that. Oh no, I gotta no.
I suggest you use to shoot
Well,
the cover for
you
it to
paid for
explode again.
threat, and you got 2,
Yeah.
so you have 2 bonus momentum. You can
Oh
use
yeah.
1 to get rid of the complication, and then you can use 1 to set up the scene trait or get more information.
I'll use 1 to get rid of um the 20, and I'll use 1 to set up a scene trait.
All right, what do you want to set up for the scene trait?
So basically, I'm hoping that the stress actually knocks the dude down, and actually makes the other 2 more scared, more intimidated by actual Ben.
All right.
You see the glowing icon of the phaser turns from blue to red. That's a kill setting right there, if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, he is knocked out. I am going to share stress with the others because you intimidated him, and tasks against convincing them are going to be at a -1 difficulty.
There, Sly.
Awesome.
I just
We should kill him, Jonathan. As one's like shaking and putting his weapon at you, and set the difficulty to. I'm gonna spend the 2 threat you gave me. To set the difficulty of convincing him to leave at 0. No, is it? Right, false. Oh,
15, 13. Oh, never mind.
why does it still say false? Pick 2 of these stupid things, you goddamn game. Oh, yeah, no, it's 0. Just tell them, roll and tell them. They're gonna probably run away.
All right. I wanted to use a value, but
Go
can I
ahead.
use a focus?
You can a focus works in a roll. So what focus are you trying to use?
Deception.
Yeah, that counts. That's been counting this entire time.
Oh, so can I use psychology or?
That works too.
Okay. So he wanted to fire at me again.
He's kind of scared and asking his buddy to like stand up next to him.
Okay. I raise my hand towards him and I say, please resist. It is futile. and you can hear my voice crackle to many voices simulating I as a Borg.
I was just about to ask you actually go to that creepy, ominous Borg voice.
Oh man, you read my mind. We're both in sync. Amazing.
So yeah, command presence and your focus matters, and the difficulty is set at 0. Because that's what he
How do I set it to 0? I can only
you
set it
can't
to
just
1.
that's a complication range. That's something different. You just have to get. You basically just can't fail.
Okay.
As long as you don't have a complication, they're probably going to run away, and they're running away. They even like trip over the chair as they run out the damn door, and they're screaming, "Demons! Demons!" As you hear the
And I
sheriff being
scream
like,
back.
What are you talking about, Alex? Yeah, you guys are going to like, demons! Demons! And we're With that, we're gonna switch over to the doctor arriving in sick bay.
I love this.
Yes.
You don't know. I had myself muted. I was dying of laughter at the entire
So you guys have arrived at sick bay.
Do you happen to have the medical babble chart? I've been looking for my second edition book and I cannot find it.
No, but I. Do you know what page it's on? I have the book behind me.
No, I've glanced at it like once. It might be in the quick start guide.
A medical babble, like trying to. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. The globius of your tongue is flagellant.
Let me see if I can't find something by looking it up. Because we have technology. And technology does that.
Yeah, I when I looked up medical babble table, it literally gave me medical tables for people to be operated on. So I was like, "Fuck you, Google. I hope you die and burn to death."
I hope my doctors ain't babbling while I'm on the medical table.
I don't think it's in the quick start. Which I have 3 copies of that, but for some reason I cannot find the second edition core rulebook. But I know I have it somewhere. I literally, because I always end up getting multiple ones because I can never fucking find them. For,
Yeah.
just like now.
I should just use the index at the back of the book. Like, why would you put a character sheet printed in a hardcover book at the back of the book? Like, I'm never gonna like write on it or I guess I could take a photo. Special.
Oh, I should have done that when they were running away. Sesame Street, Count Dracula laugh.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what part of the book to look in for that. Medical tasks. Missions, away teams.
Okay, I think I found a website with some. Oh god, it's in Klingon. Come on. You never go that nerdy. Jesus. All right.
Yeah, it's not learning
Ah,
Klingon.
shit. Okay. I
Start-
think some
start
of it's in
letting-
English.
Start learning Klingon.
Oh god. Next thing you would have known, it's incitation.
There are people out there that are that nerdy.
I know, but I didn't ask for the Klingon. I just want the normal.
Big
I
Bang
know
Theory episode.
it
Memory
took
in my
me
brain.
a couple of years to actually learn some of it.
I couldn't. I don't even like
It's
Spanish.
hella difficult. Yeah, I speak Spanish like enough.
In high school, after my second year of Spanish, I was like, I'm just gonna cheat because I don't care.
Daddy daycare. Klingon speaking child. I remember that.
Oh my
man.
god. See, it's not in a chart format either, so it's like it randomizes it and then gives me a paragraph, and I'm like, I don't want to have to say a whole paragraph. I just want like 4 words. Medical dashboard. I mean, I guess I could just make it up, but I was hoping to have something really cool.
Yeah, I got the book, but I'm not sure which section to even look in for that.
I don't know. I need to. My fucking game store doesn't sell second edition. It literally has 1 Star Trek book left. They should just go out of business.
Some of them should. Prepare for battle, social conflict.
Where would I put it?
Instead of tasks and
The-
challenges.
I'm just gonna. I can pull it up on my phone probably.
The usual game shop that I have over here, they're losing money to another game shop, so it's like, and it's because it's where this other game shop is, it it's gaining a lot more people
Yeah.
there.
The funny thing is, our game store is the only one in this whole city, but and that's the only reason it's staying like alive. But they only have two kinds of things. They have both extremes. They have the super popular stuff like D&D 5 edition. They have like 3 racks of that boring ass shit. And then they have like indie crap that nobody would ever think of buying. But they don't have anything in between. Like they have one Star Trek book. They have like 2
Medical
powered by the
babble
apocalypse.
generator, page 267. Here we go. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, but if you're looking at a physical book, you can't really send it to me.
I can take a picture with my phone.
I mean, yeah, but by then I probably have it on my phone.
It's page 267.
Okay, hopefully, because I knew I had it on my computer. I don't know why I cannot find it. Wait, do I have it on my phone? I have so much crap on my phone. There it is. STA STA 2. There it is. I found it. It's not under Star Trek Adventures. It's under STA 2. No wonder. All right. What page did you say it was?
267.
267. Which is probably like 492 in the PDF. 267.
Picture sent. But it's basically roll a d20.
Yeah, I don't usually roll stuff like that. I just start saying random shit from it. This is medical. Okay. And we know, what did you say the storm was? A plasma storm?
Yes, it was a plasma ion storm.
Plasma ion storm. Okay. And the counselor is still in there with me, right? And I have the
Correct.
Anara Flux. Okay,
And
so I
you
have
have the
basically
nurse.
2 helpers. Okay. We need more freaking nurses. We need more help.
The Starfleet is in the processes of trying to graduate more people.
Oh yeah, I forgot. All right, here we go. So I
You-
got Mara
You will
Miller.
get more. You will get more crew.
Right. I almost called her Sarah, but we have Mara Miller lying on the bed here, and he's already done the scan, so he knows what's wrong with her. Now he needs to uh, do the only thing he knows to get rid of any kind of um, over amount of energy from someone's body. Um, so he looks to the nurse and he says, "I need 2
And
cc's."
you don't know
Oh,
what's
you ruined
going
it.
on. Actually, you found out that the energy was too much for the tricorder. You had to scan her with the biobed.
Okay, we'll start from there. So I will run a reason medical scan. I will use, I know we have momentum because no one but me uses it. I think we're at 5 momentum. Yeah, so I'm going to use 2 momentum, take us down to 3. And if someone can roll for the ship. Oh, really?
Did the ship not help?
Nah. I just got 1 success out of 4 freaking dice. So hopefully this ship will help. Okay, the ship helped. So I got 2 successes total.
That's enough.
Okay, good.
So you got the scan up here. The energy has completely disrupted our brainwaves. There's a complete, as you can see, there's a gap. They like start, stop, and start again. It's like
So is it
It's like our brain is skipping.
okay? So it looks like the energy is kind of. Does it look like it's making her brain dead, or does it look like it's taking memories, or like another brainwave is laid on top of it, or?
It is causing damage. It is making her brain dead, and even if you can save her life, she's likely not to be in her faculties again.
All right. I look over at a console and I see it's a medical console, so it wouldn't have this information. So I just type on it to see where's the nearest large positronic relay, and there's only two on the entire ship, unless I'm mistaken. One is an android, and one is the holographic uh, uh, subroutines. So I have to make a decision. Can I shunt the remaining bit of her consciousness into one of those two locations before it completely gets erased or brain dead, however it's.
So you want to copy her mind into a computer processor that can contain it.
Yeah, I basically want to, because if I know that the energy is in her body and it's the thing causing the mental breakdown, if I can get what's left, knowing that her body is going to be basically useless, into something like a positronic matrix or something like that, whether it's the holodeck or the android. Sorry, I might have to use or maybe the exocomp. Then at least I can save what we have of her before it becomes too late.
Okay, so this is. I'm not even sure how to go about this. Yes, the answer is yes. You can try this. I'm just.
I know it'll be a difficulty 5. I'll have to use determination.
It's a difficulty 5. Insight medicine, because you're doing some like Voyager Doctor level shit going on here.
Yeah.
Like.
All right. Insight medicine. Difficulty is 5, and we're at 3 momentum. I'm using all that momentum to get 5 dice. Can I use, since we're combining her biology with technology, can I use biotechnology as a focus?
Yes, that'll work. I'm muted. Yes, that will work.
All right. I am also going to spend a value spend a determination, use a value to spend a determination. Um, oh, the past can be as unknowable as the future. Seek out new life and heal it. The only one that works is the one I used last time, which is no patient is just a number. Um,
If you do recall that, go back to that value, you can earn a spotlight
oh yeah,
milestone from this mission.
that is such a weird rule. I don't know why they made that. It's like,
The old milestone one, which was not good, was still better.
yeah. Um, the past is unknowable as the future. Yeah, that's literally the only one I can do. So I'll do that. At least I'm not contesting it, so I don't have to, or challenging it, so I don't have to change it next session. So I'll automatically have 2 successes. I'll reduce my task roll to 4 since one of those dice is automatically going to be 2 successes. I'm gonna give you. We're at 0 momentum. I'm gonna give you a threat to get that 5th dice back. So I'm gonna roll 5 dice. And by the way, is this going to be a multi-roll thing, or if I succeed at this, I succeed at it?
If you succeed at this, you will be done with this particular task, but the captain is out of commission.
Right. Yeah, that's fine. I figured. Ooh, let me check my traits. Unafraid of making hard decisions. That's what I'm doing. I don't know how that helps. I think that reduces the difficulty, doesn't it? Because I'm doing it like super quick. Like I'm just making that decision. Like we're doing it. She's gonna be pissed, but we're doing it.
So what's the question?
So I have a trait called unafraid of making hard decisions. I think I got that trait last game, so I don't know if it carries over to this one or not. Because I made it for some reason. I can't remember how. But
That did you make a permanent trait or did you make a temporary?
I don't remember. I know it's part of his character because it's like ingrained in his character. So I think it's permanent, but I don't remember how I got it.
You probably spent momentum to generate it because
Probably.
that's how you do it. So we'll say
I
that
think
it's permanent.
Okay, and if anything comes up that we find out otherwise, I don't mind removing it. I just don't remember honestly.
I will check in the book later, but that's going to take a lot longer to find.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna read Chief Medical Officer just so I know what it does. Chief Medical Order and kind of in the order of senior. Okay, so literally nothing. I preferred its old thing that it used to do better. When you succeed at a task using computer console, including bridge station, you gain 1 bonus momentum. So that means from that last task that I succeeded in, I have a momentum cannot be saved in the pool. So can I add that? Oh shit! I already gave you threat, so I'll just not worry about that right now. Meticulous
Bonus
analysis,
bonus momentum does
unidentified.
have to be spent immediately, so you can obtain other
Yeah, that's
information. You can set up a scene trait. You can.
well. Can I have retroactively set up a scene trait? Shit, I don't know what I would have done it for though. Let's see. It was the computer scan on her, so it would have set up a scene trait of basically making it easier, I guess, to do the procedure because now I know what I'm actually doing and like what it entails, and like I can actually see her neural network or whatever it's called. I don't know. Um, You counter unidentified fly. You may immediately make a swift task without need to spend momentum or increase difficulty. This task may okay, that's
I
pointless.
set up a scene trait. Any brain scans you do within sick bay will have -1 difficulty.
Okay, is this task considered a brain scan or is it specifically for just scanning and not what I'm doing now?
No, it'll apply.
Okay, so difficulty is 4. When attempting a task, quick study. When attempting a task that will involve an unfamiliar practice technique, this is totally new for me, so I think this counts. Or which is treat an unfamiliar species, ignore any difficulty complication range stemming from the unfamiliarity. So does that reduce it a further time to 3?
What talent is this?
Quick study. Basically, any increase in difficulty from me not knowing what the hell I'm doing, it reduces it back down to whatever it would have been.
Yes, you have made it a 3.
Okay. And walking encyclopedia. Let's see. I think that has to do with focuses though. You get an additional focus. Yeah, I don't fucking care. I already got a focus. All right. So difficulty's 3. I got 5 dice. I already got 2 successes. I literally need just one success. Watch me get all zeros. Yes. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Why are you so pessimistic, man? Come
7,
on.
8. So that's 8 total successes. Difficulty was 3. So we're back up to 5 momentum.
5 momentum.
It took me a while, but got there eventually.
Her body goes
Whew.
dead.
I feel like I actually did a procedure there.
Her body goes dead because you pulled all of the neural activity out of it. And then her face appears on your medical monitor, and she is slurring her speech, kind of like a stroke victim. But
Mhm.
she's like, what? Basically, she's trying to ask you what's going on.
So here's where I get super like really apologetic. I put my hands together. I look at her at the console, at the panel, at the monitor, or whatever, and I'm like, so, Captain, some bad news. You were dying, and I needed somewhere to put your brainwave so we can. And I'm gonna kind of make it seem like it's a temporary thing, just to kind of smooth it over, but it's probably not going to be temporary. I needed somewhere to put your brainwave so we can figure out what to do about all that energy, that plasma and ion energy in your body. And so now you are part of the ship's computer, specifically, and I glance over at a console, holodeck 3. I think that's the one they're doing that Western in. Can I spend a momentum to say that for a scene trait to say that she can project her hologram into the holodeck?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Right now, this is gonna be really funny. But yeah, he's like looking at it like, so I apologize, but that's that's all I knew to do until we can get this all sorted out. Exhibits in charge on the bridge, so I'm sure everything's going fine. And this is where everyone learns the power of momentum.
And she's just gonna sigh in whatever computer simulation of a sigh the screen allows, and she's gonna be like, "Very well. We haven't heard anything from them. I'll go check out the holodeck."
Have
And then,
fun.
and then her image disappears from the screen. And that is some lower decky weird. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm flashing back to the Red Dwarf episode where they went in the apocalypse western, where they all like the android and the AI, everyone just went into the the AR simulation, and now they're like fighting viruses. That's what I imagine is gonna happen.
I'm gonna come back here, and I don't know why it disappeared on me. Oh, this is the wrong map. We weren't on that map. We were on this one.
This is gonna be funny. Having the captain
So
down there. And you're on mute, Doc.
Yeah, I spent 2 threat, and I don't know why it's not here. The damn Roll20 didn't do it. But the cage that was right here that held the life form from the last mission falls off as you skim around the other end of the plasma storm and enter the Altarian Nebula, and it leaks out all of the antimatter gas, and it begins emitting massive dissonant power waves, because not only is it now starving, but it's basically been attacked according to its instinctual actions. And we're going to move on.
Can I, while you do that, can I just shout for a quarantine stasis field around that small area to contain the gas and life form and stuff?
Yeah, that's fine. You don't even need to roll for that. You could just set it up. The threat spend is not for this scene, it's for the next one.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna yell at the computer to do it.
Not the finless.
Alright, so we're gonna back up.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Technically, wouldn't we have dropped off Finless at the station for further research or something?
It's only been a day. That hasn't happened yet. And no, the Anara Phlox kept it for medical research, because that's what she does.
Yeah, she wanted a pet.
She likes animals. So we're on the bridge, and our music is down. So let's get some. They really need to fix the way the music works in this, so it actually works.
Yeah.
Seriously,
There we go. Now we
What
should be
is-
hearing what's going on.
I'm straight into situations after leaving for a mission.
Alright. Let me grab the replacement for tactical, because tactical is now acting first officer. So you're on the bridge, Tolly, and you get this is a little bit before, because you stepped away. So you get word that the doctor's going to attempt something strange to try and save the captain's life, but she is out of commission for the foreseeable future, and you are now officially acting captain under medical directives. I forget exactly what number it is.
All right.
4921.
Yeah. So go ahead with that medical, and then as far as like where we're at,
You're
like, are we out of the storm?
you're on
Yeah.
you're on the other end of the storm, which is there've been a little shudder, and you're approaching the Altaria Nebula now.
All right. I say to Derek Johnson, open a channel.
All right. So the view screen
Derek
pops up,
Johnson.
and you can see the nebula, and you can see the Tholian ship. However, uh, that threat I spent for the shutter and the dissonant power waves coming from sickbay, the Tholians, all of their weapons, the sensors, red alert goes off. Their weapons are being and they're deploying. They started rapidly deploying the Tholian net, and they're shooting. They're attacking the ship.
Shields up, red alert.
They're basically trying to cross you in the net, and you're being healed.
I answer the hail. Oh, sorry. This is the executive officer of the Dakota. Why are you trying to fire upon us?
So you hear the click, click, click of the stupid. I can't replicate the Tholian speech. And then a few seconds later, the computer is, we were here on peaceful mission, and you have attacked us. What kind of weapon are you releasing? Our carapaces are cracking.
It is not a weapon. This is a medical procedure that is going on in sickbay. It is not meant to harm you. I will have it cease immediately.
Acting captain. I think they're talking about the plasma storm.
GM, out of character. Is that what you're talking about?
They're talking about the dissonant power waves being emitted by the life form from last episode.
Yeah, the finless.
I see. I will have this cease immediately. I will try to figure out what it is.
They stop shooting. They're still deploying the net, and they will. You have 10 minutes, and then we will destroy you for our own survival. And the screen cuts.
I get in contact with the doctor and I say, Doc, there is some sort of power reading coming from the medical bay, and it's affecting the Tholians. I'm going to need you to run some scans and try to pinpoint this energy source and have it removed immediately.
Understood, Commander. I have a quarantine field placed around the life form. I will be attempting to either quell its energy emissions or find some other way of ending its turbulence. He totally wants to kill this thing.
How very un-Federation of you.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, how does he figure out what the hell?
We forgot to do this, so here are your directives.
Oh yeah, I saw that. But how do I figure out how to contain this thing's wrath? If I remember correctly, it did.
It's basically being starving because the containment broke when it fell in the storm. So you just basically have to seal it and fill it back with antimatter.
Okay, so it's already got the quarantine field to keep it from spreading. So I'll just have. We don't have any exocomps on board, do we? I don't really want to send anybody in there.
We do.
With antimatter.
I don't.
Oh, we do.
I do not have a token for it, but there are.
That's okay.
Aboard.
All I want is a single exocomp to drop in from like a ventilation shaft inside the quarantine field, straighten up that stupid pod, put it on the fucking floor where it belongs, and not on a goddamn counter. Whoever thought that was a good idea, and then get the hell out of there, and then we can re-infuse the antimatter back into that pod, and then basically just put it. We won't have to put it in. It'll go towards the pod once the antimatter gets placed back in it.
Medical presence, because you're giving basically a crew member an order, because exocomps are intelligent.
Okay, let's see.
And
Presence.
next in 2 weeks there will be an exocomp NPC on the ship.
All right. Lead by example. Can I use that as a focus? Or actually, composure probably would be better since I'm not actually going in there.
I was about to say that.
Let's see. And how much momentum? What's the difficulty?
3.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 momentum to get 4 dice and see what happens. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5. So difficulty was 2, so 3 plus 5, back up to 5 momentum.
I don't know why I adjusted the momentum.
So yeah, he's like Exocomp 7121. Get in there, straight in that pod, and get the hell out of there.
The exocomp goes in, it straightens the pod out, it seals the crack in the casing, and it fills it back with antimatter and then leaves.
And does the creature go towards the antimatter and go back in the pod?
It never escaped the pod, but it did stop emitting the dissonant power waves.
Okay. I thought that when the pod cracked, it like literally left the pod. That's why I put a quarantine field around it.
No, but it did leak antimatter, so the quarantine field was still a good idea.
Okay, cool. So I say, Dr. Marston to bridge. I believe the issue is taken care of.
Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome. Sick bay out.
All right. So what are you doing, Exhibit?
So I maintained the hill, and I say I believe that the situation has been handled.
So as soon as you reheal them and they pop on the screen and you begin talking to that, the queen that you see tells you no time. If you don't want to be responsible for a genocide, lower your shields immediately.
Okay. Lower my shields.
You actually did it. I expected a genocide to happen.
I think we've all learned from all my games when I GM'd.
So, well, you detect transporter activity. I did make a map for this just in case, but I didn't expect you to do it. And what's left of the Tholians before their ships explode, transport into Cargo Bay 4.
All right.
And they've immediately began like the environmental control, like force fields go up around it, and the environmental controls go up, and like the heat's going. It's like the temperature's rapidly rising, but it does seem like they have no intention of leaving the cargo bay.
I want to make a recommendation because we don't know how long we're going to be dealing with these Tholians. Almost called them Tellarites. Can we spend momentum to have the trait for? I don't know if it would be a scene trait. No, I want it to have something to do with the Tholians themselves, not just for this single scene. But basically, I want the trait friend of the Tholians, but instead of just for one character like it usually is for all the player characters. That way, going forward, when dealing with them, it'll be at a less difficulty.
You can give the trait to the ship.
Okay, that's good because it's basically their home.
So, what are your orders, Exhibit?
As far as the orders, maintain our our course to the planet that we were going to, or series of planets.
No. So you want to continue on to Vorthak. So
Yes.
that sounds like a control con task to me. Difficulty 2.
Okay, but shouldn't we check to see if they are all right now?
Yeah, I was gonna do that too. I'm
Before
gonna
we continue on?
take 1 momentum for an extra die.
What are you doing? Exhibit.
You said to give me a control con.
That was for your
Um,
pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was for me.
Ah.
But I was asking, shouldn't we check to see if the Tholians are okay now? Because
That is about to happen.
okay,
That'll happen after you.
I'm
Make
sure
a
the
roll.
doctor. I'll roll for the ship. But yeah, I'm sure the doctor, if once he finds out that they're there, he'll head down that way.
okay, control con.
5 total successes. So that what's the difficulty?
So we got 4 successes for the con roll. You are definitely arriving with no problems to your next destination, and you have to actually show up to the sick bay to find out if there is a problem, or the cargo bay. And with that, before we move on, 2 of your security officers escort the Queen Tholian in her EV suit onto the bridge. And
And
they,
what's the difficulty for that test so I know how much momentum we're getting?
for seeing what's wrong with them, it's just a
No.
medical
I'm
medical
I'm
scan.
still on the piloting. I'm still on the piloting.
You're piloting?
No, I did the piloting.
Yeah.
No, that was a
I'm
difficulty.
asking
I
what was the
It was a difficulty too.
yeah.
You guys succeeded. You'll arrive
Okay,
at
thank you.
yeah. I thought I did say that. You'll arrive at the next destination with no problems.
Oh good.
And so Lieutenant Schmidt tells you that Ambassador Sect, which is the Tholian you were going to, he had a rendezvous requested to speak with you.
Ah, Ambassador, welcome aboard.
She clicks a bit before the computer translates. It would be nice if most of my cluster did not nearly die. The children are barely surviving in your, along with the few surviving adult warriors in your cargo bay. We request immediate medical attention with the hatchlings.
Ah, I see. Yes, I will have my medical team head that way immediately. I am sorry for any confusion, and this will not happen again.
They're very logical, so as soon as you showed them the data that it wasn't you, they're no longer blaming you. So they just acknowledged.
It was just a creature that was hungry.
And then bridge to the doctor. Please go to cargo bay number 3. We have visitors. They need medical attention. Please bring a medical suit or an EV suit.
Understood, Commander. On the way. Sick bay out.
Uh, your acting first officer is going to be like, Doctor, make sure it's one that's rated for high temperatures. We're dealing with the Tholians. It's going to be pretty hot in there.
Understood, sir.
The Tholian ambassador is going to thank you, and she's going to ask how long it is before you arrive at destination. Like, she's back on task.
And out of character, how long?
You're about 2-3 hours away at full speed.
At our current course and heading, we will be there within 2 to 3 hours.
She acknowledges and I have preparations to make, and I wish to oversee the issue with my children. And she asks the security to escort her back to the cargo bay, and they look to you.
I am going to wave them away. I will guide you there myself personally.
And I'm assuming your physical body you're going, or are you leaving a hologram on the like? Which part of you is going? A physical or a hologram?
It's gonna be a hologram.
All right. So I don't know why you picked up the momentum too. I only wanted these. Now they're all like doubled and tripled and shit. God damn it! Roll 20. I just wanted to add exhibit. All right. Let's go back here. As soon as you enter, you notice kind of like nano style, the EV suit just kind of comes off her in sections, kind of like Voyage's ablative armor. And then the doctor meets you. You're not in an EV suit because you don't need one, but the doctor will be, even though I don't have a token of an EV suit. Are you going there alone, or are you taking the nurse?
Is the counselor going back to the bridge?
Correct.
Okay, then I'll leave the nurse in sick bay just in case, and I'll just go by myself. And I'll bring a medical kit and a medical tricorder and the whole nine. See what I can figure out.
And you all arrive around the same time. You you enter. You also witness the way her suit kind of like, it's not like a suit that's separate that you would hang out. It's like part of her kit, and it's kind of like nanotechnology, like grows over her like a symbiote and retracts when she entered the suitable environment. Now really, really hot and glowing orange from all of the crystal consoles and incubators that have been teleported in.
Greetings, Commander. I will begin my scans and procedures.
Proceed.
I'll just start pulling out the tricorder and start scanning.
All right, it's going to be a difficulty 3, and I'm going to spend a threat to raise the complication range to 3.
Okay. I'm gonna spend some momentum to get 4 dice. Sorry, I'm just reading my values again. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. What would be a good focus? I'm guessing diplomacy, since these are like, you know,
Well,
a culture that's not Federation.
you're scanning them medically to figure out what's wrong with them.
Okay, so not that then. I'm guessing they don't have any technology, so this might be the first roll I ever roll that doesn't have a focus to apply.
Technically, all these technologies are crystalline base, so they are biotechnology where the Tholians are concerned.
Okay. Yeah, some of these focuses, I don't even know why I put them there. Like immunology, like All right. I guess that's it. 4 dice, difficulty 3, complication range 3. I think I have that thing where if I fail, I can still. Oh, well, no, that doesn't matter. Was it backup plans? Yeah, if I fail, I get a momentum, but I'm hoping I don't fail. Quick study. Unfamiliar. Well, I think this is. I don't think he's dealt with the Tholians before, so it would be an unfamiliar species. I mean, he probably would have learned about them, the same way in high
Right. Yeah, you would have learned the limited amount of information the Federation has.
school. Okay, so that wouldn't count then. Meticulous. No, that doesn't matter. All fingers and thumbs. I don't think computer console and I don't think tricorder counts as a computer console.
No, the ship's computers or the exhibit, the XO can help, can assist you too.
Yeah.
Isn't he busy with the ambassador or something?
I mean, yeah, he is talking to Ambassador Sect.
I'll just roll. If I fail, I'm just, whatever. All right, so 2, 3, 4, 5. So difficulty was 3, and I used 2 momentum, so 5, 6, 7, 8. Back up to 8 momentum. All right. Yeah, I'm walking around just scanning, seeing if there's any issues that I can deal with.
So your tricorder scans show that all of the Tholians in here have cracks in their carapaces. The frequency of the dissonant power waves was on the same frequency that keeps their molecular cohesion, and they began to destabilize. The cracks aren't fatal in the adult Tholians, and they will heal over time. However, the children, the infants that are, and there's like a few hundred tiny little infants in each of these crystals. It's a whole cluster, like a whole hive. Uh, they're at risk of death unless you find a way to seal their carapaces.
What are they made out of? Is it silicon based?
The interior, yeah, they're silicate based. The interior, they are a biological life form, so they have organs and stuff on the inside, but their outside is a crystalline carapace.
Okay, I'm just wondering if I can go to a replicator and replicate some sort of basically what we would consider um, like a salve for our wounds, just something similar to put on their carapaces to kind of mend their cracks or
So
something.
you're thinking about some type of like sealant.
Yeah, I mean, unless they have like major organ failure, then I think as long as we seal the cracks up,
Yeah,
they
they
should
don't
be.
have major organ failure. The cracks are what's threatening their life, like you would a lobster. Their organs being exposed to the external environment is the threatening.
Yeah, so I just want to replicate some silicate or whatever their crystalline structure is made out of, and um, I'll probably go to the ambassador or the queen or whoever it is, and first be like, "Hey, here's my idea. What do you think?" Just to get their approval, because I don't want to, step over a line. But that is my idea.
All right, so medicine and presence roll
Okay.
at a
Was
difficulty 2.
where are we at? Oh yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 more momentum because I want to succeed, and this is definitely diplomacy. 3, 4, 5. So difficulty is 2, 3 plus 6. So we're at 8 momentum plus 1 bonus momentum. I'll use the bonus momentum to get her input on her procedures, like any medical procedures that she knows about, to decrease the difficulty of the role to actually replicate the stuff.
The reason why they asked for your help was because they're the only survivors, and none of them are have medical knowledge.
Oh,
It's like because they basically they pass down their genetic knowledge, so they're all ambassadors. They all have her memories.
gotcha. Can I then make a permanent trait for my character, friend of the Tholians?
Yes, you can.
All right. Anytime I deal with them, difficulty will be decreased by 1, even if they're on the ship or not on the ship.
And with
All right.
that, we are pretty much at 9 o'clock. So we're gonna call it for this one and come back to finish this.
Okay.
And after you've figured out what's happening here, you have officially completed Act One.
Oh, nice.
Woo!
So
That was very interesting.
when we get back here, you will now 2 weeks when we finish, you'll have to attend the Ryanuk, which is basically a diplomatic meeting, and then you'll have to board and investigate the Brave.
Um, but seriously, what is with the shit being thrown at us as soon as we start a mission?
Just run into a zipline wire and get clotheslined.
I have
Let's
to
see, we
admit,
wound up inside a strange vessel. Then we immediately get hit by a plasma storm.
I needed plot armor so that the Tholians would attack you, so you would be introduced to ship combat.
It's just basically space throwing its worst outcomes at us.
It's the Q.
No, the Q. If, well, the Q could still be around because Q is still technically around, even though he's supposed to be dead.
Well, they exist across space time, so even if he's dead in his like year 1 billion and his year 1,025,000, he could still be around even before and after he died. It's weird.
The Q continuum is so fucking confusing.
So, what did you guys think about the taste of this mission?
Oh, I liked it because I got to do a lot of shit, which is rare.
I I'm trying to make it so you guys have things to do for all of you, which is very
Oh yeah.
difficult because this
Hey,
spread
I
is
warned
very
you.
spread.
I warned you. Did I or did I not? Did I or did I not say you probably shouldn't have a civilian, you probably shouldn't have a kid, and you probably shouldn't have a pilot? I warned you.
Hey,
I said here.
I'm enjoying it. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
fun.
enjoying it.
It's
It's
fun.
alright. I
I
like
just
it.
yeah. I just want to make sure everyone's got their fair share. That's all.
There'll be a lot of pilot related shenanigans going up too, because eventually I'm gonna have like people away in a shuttle, so you won't even have the ship. Like just things that happen in Star Trek. It's random things.
It would be interesting.
You know what's even
But it would be interesting if we could do like a crossover episode with some of your other Star Trek campaigns you have going on.
Yeah, that would probably require some effort considering. Well, it's a long story, but yeah, it's not out of the question, but it's not on the in the foreseen future anytime soon.
Yeah.
Not for me anyway.
it can happen.
It's happened
I
before.
yeah. Oh, funny enough, it's gonna be interesting with the captain with a bunch of kids now.
I feel so bad for the captain. Like, not only did I lie to her, not only did I put her in a computer program, I also put her in a holodeck simulation where the safeties are off, and she's around a bunch of kids in the Old West. So like it's like basically hell for a
I
Starfleet
mean,
captain.
they never told you that things were happening in the holodeck.
I told Mac to
Yeah,
grab the
we
comm
only
badge.
So they have no idea what's going on in the holodeck. That's why I never brought it up in any
The people in the
episodes.
holodeck have
Well,
not
actually,
contacted us at all. During this.
technically, somewhere there's a security console beeping because whenever phaser fire happens on a ship, then they get notified.
But
So
Yeah.
technically, the ship knows about it and the crew know about it. It just hasn't been disseminated to the chain of command yet.
It will
for all
Yeah,
we know,
so-
it could have been something triggered by the plasma storm.
No, it actually happened when we're out of the plasma storm. So technically, it hadn't reached the XO/acting captain's ears that there's fire in holodeck 3.
Yeah, our ship sensors could have also been damaged during the plasma storm as well. So any
Yeah.
number of things could have happened.
That
Yeah.
message
So-
will reach you. You won't be penalized for it. There's nothing in the reputation questions will get you a demerit or anything.
Oh
for that.
fuck, I forgot about that.
But,
Oh man, I
however,
don't know what's gonna happen to me.
on the next time around, that information will reach the bridge. But you guys basically have to deal with the infants, deal with the diplomacy, investigate the brave, and escape the holodeck.
Are we doing reputation today, or wait until after?
It'll be
this
after the
adventure?
mission.
Okay, fair enough.
And I specifically chose when I was shooting that guy, I was specifically stunning him because I knew it would be a bad reputation if I just shot him.
But he's a hologram.
Yeah, technically, they're all holograms, and they're not like doctor level holograms. So
Yeah.
you probably would not have gotten in trouble. How many times has they But there was a whole movie where Picard brought the
Oh,
ship
God,
from
yeah.
the past into the holodeck and just used them as cannon fodder for the Borg.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all I have for you.
All right.
So 2 weeks we'll finish this one out.
Yep. And tomorrow, Starfleet Academy. So it's gonna be Karava's graduation. So that'll be interesting.
Forever.
I'm
Forever
not
won't be
gonna.
there.
I'm not gonna be here tomorrow.
All right.
Just say that I am under special training not to be drunk all the time. Because remember, I was basically destroyed by alcohol in front of
Yeah.
multiple senior officers.
Yeah, you'll probably
Yeah,
be reprimanded.
Yeah, Karava won't be there tomorrow because he's been called up to do jury duty.
Oh. When did he post that?
That was Friday. He posted.
So yesterday. Awesome. I knew
No.
I should. I told myself I was like I need to make a second game just in case he can't show up, and I did not. Do that.
No, basically our Friday, your Thursday.
Okay. Well, if there's no game tomorrow, you'll know why. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
All in all, how was my performance as the Demon Lord?
Oh,
I'll see you guys later.
This episode was extremely entertaining, and I will talk to all you guys later. Have a good night.
All right, good night. See you later, guys.
Good night. See ya.
Good night.